This is what I consider just the classic kettlebell complex. It's 4 exercises with a kettlebell that you can stack back to back to back in a superset, or break them apart and do them one at a time in a circuit. So everything is going to power from a squat, which is the first exercise. So starting with a small lightweight kettlebell, all of these you want to feel not easy, but should not be a big strain. We're focused on range of motion and power and explosion here. So starting with a classic squat, you want your feet just outside your shoulders, toes pointed slightly outward, all the weight on your heels, and then bend your knees straight down, grab the weight, and stand straight back up. Trying to think of the weight just in a straight line from the ground to standing. And then that is your squat form. So all of the power should come from your butt muscles, your hamstrings, and your quads all together. Keep your chest high, keep your chest up, and feel free to go full depth as long as it's controlled. If you feel any pain at all in your lower back or in your knees, go lighter. I'd rather use weight that is way too light and then you scale up over time and build strength from the inside out than try to go too heavy too early and get hurt. So first exercise with the squat, simple. Just as simple as it gets. Regular old kettlebell squats. So usually I'll do 10 of those, followed by 10 kettlebell swings, which the common mistake with kettlebell swings is to hinge and bend over at the hips and really like use the upper body and really throw the weight up with your shoulders and really bend your weight. And it is a hip exercise, but we're still gonna power from that squat. So instead of bending over and yanking the weight up and down, still stay controlled and let the weight should feel weightless. The kettlebell should feel weightless at the top and just let it swing naturally. So starting again from that squat position, you know, let it swing up and back, just like this. So you're powering everything from that squat, but you're just adding a little bit of a hip thrust to really swing that momentum up and over. I'm not really doing much with my shoulders here in terms of power or weight or lifting. I'm just using the weight, really exploding through my hips and through my legs, just like a squat, and let the weight float. Again, start light and build up. Don't go too heavy on this. It'll put too much load on your lower back and your hips or your knees. Third is gonna be just an alternating hand kettlebell swing. So just like before, same squat form, same swing form, you're just gonna alternate hands. So you're gonna do a swing with one hand and then the other. Usually do 10 on each side of these. And then finally is a squat with an overhead press. So surprise, again, same squat form. You're just gonna lift the weight up above your head at the end. So start with a squat, lift the weight straight up above over your head. Squat, overhead press. Squat, overhead press. Between these 4 exercises, you're really gonna max out and put a lot of power into your legs, hips, posterior chain, and then in a very active and healthy way, get some movement into your shoulders and with the swings and with the overhead presses. That gets your upper body involved in a way that's not putting too much strain on it. And it's really gonna help you build from the inside out those bulletproof joints. So like I said, you can do those either individually and stack them into a circuit, or I prefer to do a superset, which would be 10 squats followed by 10 swings, followed by 10 swings alternating on each arm, followed by 10 squat to overhead press. So that would look something like this. You do 10 to, I'm just gonna do 5 of each, but you would do 10. So, and then swings, 3, 4, 5, followed by alternating swings. You get the idea. All the way to 10, and then squat to overhead press, just like so. And that, by stacking them all back to back, you build in natural cardio, pulmonary fitness in with your strength training, in with your joint strengthening, all in one. So really powerful complex, really powerful group of exercises that kind of impacts the entire body, but really builds a strong base.